going back for the CW month already. And so if you're on the East Coast, make sure you're looking out for that Atlanta tournament. And if you're on the West Coast, we'll come to both, man.
It's great to see some East Coast events. I feel like we've been kind of deprived of some East Coast events in the last few years, so it's good to see Atlanta come into the mix.
Absolutely. We are going to go at this one more time.
All
Remember
right.
last time it was Rise Nation. They were up a man, but they won that initial fight, and they got early control. AQUA's going to be my player to watch, though. He was the first one up, and it looks like he's got the closest spawn.
Yeah, we'll see how Rise Nation plays this. What we saw in the first time we saw it, it was just both teams just flying in towards that hard point. It's going to be AQUA just laying down some fire. He takes out a teammate, but it's going to be FaZe who runs in and picks up a two-piece. So now you see Rise Nation getting in control of this hard point early.
And that trophy system is down. AQUA is going to be the player in the back watching the flank, but right now they know all 4 FaZe members are coming from the same direction. Nice job by Felony outside the hard point, picking up kills. Looney in the feed now as well. A 4-1 start for FaZe. Make it 5-1. We'll switch to him as soon as Looney falls.
Yeah, it's going to be Looney working on streaks. He's only 200 away from the next score streak, but I've really liked what he's done. Just play a little bit more passive inside the hard point. Not going to challenge every fight. And you see the spawners coming in from the opposite direction. Good awareness, turning around. It's going to be Rise Nation going up 40-0 here against FaZe Clan. FaZe finally getting on the clock, but you have to also attribute that, Rise Nation, they've already played a series this morning. FaZe coming in cold here. I think Rise Nation can take advantage, maybe steal this first game.
And FaZe had set up for this new rotation. He's already there. His teammates are spawning in the back. Everything going as planned for Rise. Unfortunately, the flood is now starting to come in. FaZe is pushing from the front balcony. 3 players outside. Looney's able to pick up one. AQUA does the same, but now the spawns a little bit further away than they'd like. FaZe continuing to put pressure, and it's going to be Felony having to fight through this doorway to get back in.
Yeah, FaZe has an opportunity to pinch on the hill, which they do, and they're able to get control of it back. You see Attached, though, with a team kill there onto Zoom. I feel like we've seen so many team kills here this weekend. It's going to be, though, Felony inside the hard point, gets the help from AQUA from the other way, calls it in Scarab, but doesn't get anything for it. It's going to be AQUA flying outside of the hard point, challenging one. The kills just being exchanged from both teams. It's going to be FaZe getting the better end of that. It's going to be Rise Nation on the rotation here as FaZe takes the last few seconds.
Yeah, we're going to stay on board with the anchor. That's FaZe. He's been the first to rotate on the second hill and now the third hard point. His teammates coming off the spawn will join him in the middle of the map. And as FaZe sets up inside the graveyard, I'd like to take our screen over to Felony. And as I say that, Felony is going to get picked. Big kill by Enable, making sure that FaZe has the better spawns.
You see the way FaZe is just pinching on this hard point, and it's going to be very difficult for Rise Nation to hold down, and they actually do. It's going to be Looney and AQUA that were inside the hard point. They're able to pick up a kill apiece, and that just buys enough time for FaZe and Felony to come off the spawn, pick up the remaining players.
It's going to be tough breaking into the graveyard with Rise all set up. We have Felony down low. AQUA with a 4-piece over his shoulder. We got to show the man. The multi-kill just went down. They all lined up in his sights there, Matt.
And we know AQUA is such an explosive player. We've seen him have these big games before. But the issue that we've seen with his teams in the past is AQUA has big games, and it doesn't necessarily help the team, right? He'll have big games and a big loss for his team. They're not able to really get these victories when he plays well. I feel like it just needs one more player to step it up, and right now, you're seeing FaZe and Looney both picking up timely kills.
Now, one thing I want to point out with AQUA, when he's playing, he's going to be running the K-bar. But look how he snaps every time he spots an opponent. Very rarely is he going to be pre-aiming or just hard aiming in. He was telling me about it. He just says, I'm so much more comfortable when I just snap onto people. I feel like I kill them so much faster.
Yeah, you saw the kill that he picks up there on Enable. I do with a K-bar, the assault rifle, not like the OSA, where the OSA can, be very effective in close range. The K-bar is still pretty good, but just not able to make those SMG-like plays, and that kill that AQUA pulled off on Enable there just kind of echoes your point, where he's just able to snap on players very quick.
AQUA is going to let Felony run in front of him, and it looks like Felony immediately going to be met by Zuma, but AQUA answers back. Now 2 players will be rotating on the outside phase. They're set up. Are they prepared for 3, though? It looks like they should be able to pick up all the kills. Enable doing the damage there with Zuma, and they will pick up the final 15 seconds on the hard point, but early on, they are trailing 120-66. Enable, he's going to try and clean up the opponents coming off the respawn, but this hill, Matt, This is where you saw Rise get off to an early lead. Is FaZe going to be able to answer back here? It seems so difficult to hold down.
And I tell you what, you look at the score and you're like, oh, I know Rise in a commanding lead, but you got to remember that Rise went up like 40-0 on this first hardpoint. So after that, it was actually FaZe putting together a pretty good effort the rest of the game. If FaZe can take a ton of time here, this is one I think they could easily come back and steal.
It was 120-66. Now already up to 96 points, 30 straight here on the new hill. Glazer from the outside is going to fall. That's going to put a lot of pressure on Enable. As the last man standing in the middle of the map, he will have reinforcements from the back, so he's just got to watch that front door. Nice job by Zoom and Attach to get right back into the action, and now Attach even has his rewind payload. And he tried to push out on the new spawns. Not going to happen. They're going to milk every second here, and they are caught right back up. That's a full 60, Matt.
Yeah, and it's going to be FaZe taking the lead, and it's exactly what we were talking about, where if you kind of just subtracted that first hold from Rise Nation from their lead, it was really FaZe that started to come alive after that first hard point. And now you see it's going to be Rise Nation taking the lead back here by 10 or so seconds. And it's going to be Felony trying to break in, cannot get one. It's Zuma picking up 2 kills. He's going to have his payload ability active. He's going to push in. It's going to be FaZe getting control of the hill. Let's see if Rise can break it.
Now, this is the second time that Rise has set up, but FaZe has broken through. What is going wrong for this Rise Nation squad? Why aren't they able to hold the cell block?
I mean, look, it's just something that they struggle with overall as a team. It's where they're just not able to just rally together those kills. It's like they don't have the players that are explosive as FaZe, right? I mean, you know, you see Zuma coming in the hill, he picks up a big 2-piece. It's like Rise, they need to really rely more on teamwork when they do this. They need to trade these kills out effectively, and at times they can stagger a little bit.
Felony starting to heat up on a 4 streak is going to put him at +4 in the game. AQUA was off to that fantastic start. He slowed down now at 29 and 21. Still +8 though, and they do have the lead. But this is where they pulled away. It was on Graves this time around though. FaZe is in there first. You have Enable with camo ready to pop. Is he going to decide to push out and try and clean up these spawns? Not going to happen, and this is where Rise can take over.
Yeah, and you see Rise, it's a very good break there. They have a pinch coming down from the opposite side. Vicinto just goes all the way around the cavern. Now you see the camo coming in. Enable grabs one, Zuma with another. Now it looks like FaZe trying to pinch on this hill. Vicinto, the only one alive for Rise Nation. He backs out, not able to get back towards his teammate. Now you should see FaZe just try and push through the hardpoint, Chris, up into this cave, start to spawn Rise Nation out.
They've been trying to do it. It hasn't worked out yet. But Glazer heads up play, checks his back, knows where the new spawns are coming from after seeing his teammates spawn up behind him. So Clay will be able to milk the final 10 seconds. We're going to stay on board with Glazer from the FaZe clan. They are currently in the lead by 20 points and counting. Now we'll have to see. How does Glazer get back to his team as the fight is all in the new hill over at the commissary?
Yeah, and his teammates rallying over there, but it's going to be Felony in the feed. You see picking up a 2-piece. And this is where things get dangerous because you don't want to keep coming on this wall run because you just keep flooding across the really easy line of sight for a team like Rise to hold down. And see FaZe, so they win the gunfights, and I love Clay going all the way around to the back, trying to get control of this back area. Big 2-piece there from Glazer. And FaZe is cooking right now. They are just dominating this game in the second half.
Clay knows how to get in the back lines. He's always done it. He's been a great anchor throughout his Call of Duty career. Zuma's watching the front, but he's going to have to rotate over. After losing 2 teammates, the pressure is going to be coming his way, and eventually he'll fall. Glazer, the last man up inside the hill, trying to survive, buying himself some time, but unfortunately, this one should be going back over to Rise. It's Pizzetto in a 1v1, and he's going to win it. Zuma now flying in. All 8 players just throwing themselves at the commissary, but the hill is about to rotate. It's going back to the mid, and we're going to see the flank coming in from Zuma now. He's going to try and get behind Rise Nation, who is set up there first.
And this is where Zuma excels in just this fast-paced, frenetic gameplay where he can just get in your face with a gun like the OSA and just pick up kill after kill. And you just see relentlessly, like, I mean, he just keeps flying at the objective, and it just puts so much pressure on a team like Rise that eventually they just bend and break.
Staying on board with Zuma, Rise is inside the hard point. They continue to score. Zuma throwing the grenades in, not picking up any kills, but hitting the hit markers. Trophy systems are down. Glazer with a big 2-piece. Now Zuma adds to the kill feed. That's 3 down. Last man up is making a huge play. It's AQUA staying alive, but only momentarily. We'll stay on board with Rise as it's now their turn to break. FaZe has 18 points remaining here. We are going to at least 1 more hill, but this is a chance now for Rise to catch up.
And Rise is in a tough scenario because they want to rotate early because they want to get control of the next hard point because it's one that you can get there early, you can lock it down for an extended period of time. But They have to take the rest of this garbage time on this hard point. They're not going to be able to have the luxury of rotating here early. It's going to be AQUA, though, able to take attach out in the back. And you see it's going to be early that Rise gets control, but it's going to be a team kill coming in from Looney there. And that may hurt Rise Nation in a big way here.
AQUA down, Looney now falling in the back lines, FaZe breaking in. That may be the mistake that cost them the game. FaZe inside, continuing to score. They only need 18 points. One player inside going to be contesting. It's Viceno. With Viceno down, now it's up to AQUA and Looney. And this is all attached at the moment. He is going to pick up the kills, has the score streaks. Looney's still inside for Rise, but Clayster is there with the claw. Are they going to shut it down here, Matt, or is Rise going to continue flooding in for the contest?
I mean, look, Rise has to contest for the remainder of this time. If you're FaZe, you have the luxury. You can rotate over, but it's going to be FaZe finally in control of the hard point. The pinch split spawn coming in for Rise Nation. They need to get close to the hill. FaZe only 5 seconds away from taking this.
And look at the shots coming in. Finally, he's going to be dropped. We take our screen over to Clayster. They are giving up on this hill, and they will be rotating for the new one. Clay on the back. His teammates already laying down. This should be 250, and there it is. Clayster getting fired up after a Game 1 victory.
And that's the luxury of having the lead there towards the end. FaZe just sent one player over towards that next hard point. I believe it was attached inside of it. Clay just looking over the top of him. They're able to hold it down for that split second there at the end and take it. And Rise just puts themselves in such a very difficult spot there towards the end.
In a very smart play. You know, a lot of teams would think, oh, we just got to throw ourselves at this current hard point and win it right here. FaZe, they gave it up. They let it attach, get into the new position. Clayster wrapped all the way around on the flank to make sure that Rise wasn't setting up for a full 60. They made sure they came away with a clean victory, and a lot of credit has to go to Zuma. 45 and 37, 12 defends with a minute 43 in the hill. We talked about how active he was going to be, but on the other side, he's got to keep up with AQUA. 51 and 34. AQUA needs some help. Looney and Viceno, 21, 28 kills. That's not going to cut it playing against the FaZe clan.
No, I feel like we're back kind of like in Advanced Warfare where like a 30-kill game is like kind of like your low, like average. Like if you're in like that 20s, like even sometimes we see the teens like in the respawn game modes, it's definitely not going to cut it. And that game actually looks a lot closer than it is because I keep going back to it. But that first hardpoint hold from Rise, it was like 40-0. If that's like split either way, like this is like you're looking at like a 160, 250 win in favor of FaZe clan. That's a blowout.
Yeah, and if FaZe, you know, properly breaks the commissary, it's not going to be 120-66 like it was. So this was Rise's game to lose. They had a fantastic start, and you saw them just slowly unravel. I think it was the team nade coming in from Looney when AQUA was set up early in the cell block. That cost him a good 15, 20-second chunk. And then just small mistakes on the rotation. FaZe, they outplayed him in the second half.